me in studio is Ariel and Gert from the Project Joseph.
Talk to me. Today we're taking a look at non-profit organization and we're going to be looking at Joseph's project, and I have in studio Gert and Ariel. They'll be telling us what exactly is it they do within the Joseph project and explain to us how are they helping within the communities. Gert and Ariel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. Before we actually talk about the Joseph project, can you please tell us a little bit about your background? We'll start with you, Gert. Who is Gert and how did he get involved with the Joseph project?
Well, long ago I was involved with mission work in the 80s. And the organization that is actually running Joseph Project is also part of an organization called YWAM. Stands for Youth with a Mission. And I was working with them for 4 years in the 80s. We toured around in South Africa with a group called Toymaker and Son. And now, after that, I got married and I had kids, and children are all grown up. And I was looking for something else to do again. So I got involved with Joseph Project because I know the organization. Yeah, I just wanted to help.
And which year did you start with being involved with the Joseph Project?
I started in 2012, towards the end.
It's been about 3 years now.
It's my 3rd year with him now, again, just helping with the kids there and trying to make a difference in the community.
I like that, trying to make a difference within the community. Ariel, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Who is Ariel and where is she from, and how did you get involved with the Joseph Project?
Sure. I was actually born in the DRC. I moved to South Africa in '93, beginning of '93, because of the war that was going on there. So obviously my parents decided they wanted a better life and they wanted to escape whatever was going on there. So we arrived here and started school. I didn't speak much English. I was that awkward, funny-looking kid from another country. But in about 2000, it was about 2004, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, I am mistaken. It's 2001 that I joined Joseph Project as a student.
Quite a long time as a student.
As a student, yes. When it first opened up, I was in grade 4, and yeah, I just joined the whole program, and you know, the homework that they would help us with, and you know, the project and that, you know, I ended up being quite a boffin at school, you know. I started doing very well, and just like the other kids who were at the organization. But yeah, since then I've stayed in touch with the founders of Joseph Project, and I've been coming to visit and then now I volunteered about last year after doing a program through the same organization as Gert was talking about, YWAM. I did a discipleship training course with them.
What discipleship? Okay, you'll explain a little bit later on about that.
Will do. Okay. And after that, I just decided to come back to Joseph Project and volunteer there and kind of give back, because I was given the opportunity to, you know, gain so much from Joseph Project, and I just think it's such a wonderful thing to be able to give other kids the same opportunity. So.
And what role do you play within the Joseph Project?
Well, currently we do homework with the kids, so it's tutoring and basically helping out with lunch and that kind of thing, you know, feeding them as they arrive, doing projects with them, doing research with them, that kind of thing. And I currently work with the grade 7s, which are amazing. Like, they're always a blast to work with because, you know, they're at that age where they're growing up now, but you know, they're not quite kids and they're not quite grown-ups, but yeah, but they do have a lot of dreams and ambitions, and it's very good to sit and share that with them and kind of let them know that it's, you know, it's good to dream and it's good to...
And it's possible.
It's possible.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Gert, with you, and what role do you play within the Joseph Project?
At the moment, I am the acting director of Joseph Project. So a lot of the boring stuff that I'm getting involved with, all the financial side, the administration, the contact with people that wants to get involved. I'm dealing with new volunteers that would like to come and help us, screening people that come to, you know, want to work with us, working with the kids. And I'm also doing a lot of the admin for the homework club. So I know most of the kids by name because I do the register. So that's when I see all the kids when I come in, and I basically control the financial side of the project. Yeah.
Okay, and can you let's get more into the organization. Can you please explain in detail what is Joseph Project? What is it that you guys do?
Okay, we got 2 houses in Fairview, and we are using the one as it was just a big hall, and we using that as a homework club. So what's happening is this one of the ministries is to the kids comes to visit us in the afternoons. They come to do their homework with us. So they all arrive at about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We give them lunch. They have a break, and then we have volunteers that goes to the different grades. So we split them up into grades from grade 1 to grade 7, and then we have volunteers that are with them, and they help them with homework. That's basically what we do.
So it's feeding and helping the kids with homework as well.
Yes, and we do get people that specifically would say, okay, we're donating a certain amount of money for fruit or for this or for that, and we've got to make sure that it goes to that specific items that they want us to get for the kids. The kids also contribute a small amount every month, just to.
But the kids themselves.
The parents.
The parents.
The parents. Yeah, we want them to see that it's got value. So they need to understand that what they're getting is not something. It's not a charity. It's something that costs, and we're hoping that because we're doing that they will see that there's value in what they're receiving.
So I actually want to find out: is it more of an aftercare base?
No.
Organization?
No, we're not an aftercare. We're trying to stay away from that word. We don't like that word because we're not just looking after the children because they got nothing else to do. We want to specifically help them with homework. We want them to succeed at school. We want them to do well at school. So we want to actually invest in their lives. We don't want to just be there to look after them. So we want to specifically for them to really understand what they're doing. A lot of them are battling with English. They're not all from South Africa. There's a lot of kids in the area that's from other areas where they don't speak English as a second language, maybe a third or fourth language. So we want to help them specifically with the English as well, is to really help them to succeed at school and to go on and to become leaders.
So with the kids, now that you've mentioned that there are kids that are not good in English, so do you have teachers that are speaking any other languages?
Yes, we actually do, which is interesting. We actually just had a volunteer from Angola that actually can speak Portuguese, and a lot of the kids actually can speak Portuguese. So we have another volunteer that just joined us for a couple of weeks, also from Angola. And because we have kids from countries like Mozambique, their language would be Portuguese. And so we've got teachers that actually can speak that language, and it makes them feel more comfortable there as well.
And how many kids do you have that are coming basically every day?
At the moment we've got about 90 children that join us every afternoon.
In different grades?
At different grades, yeah. So we're trying to keep the classes not too big, so that we can give individual attention to each one of them. But it is getting quite a handful. There's quite a lot of kids that are coming. So we're trying to do the best we can. We don't want them to just sit there and do nothing. We want to really help them, and we encourage them to spend that time doing homework and to read and to develop themselves.
Yeah. And I want to find out, do you work with primary kids only, or is it primary and high school as well?
Only primary school, from grade 1 to grade 7. We're not going over grade 7. Even the grade 7s, they almost can go on. They do their homework. They don't need a lot of attention like the grade 1s and the grade 2s. They're very busy, and you have to really keep them at the tables and things like that. They're quite active. But as they get older, it becomes easier, and they basically just come sit down and do their homework, and then if they need something, they will ask a teacher to help them or something.
And Ariel, can you please tell us a little bit of Joseph's Project's history? Because you've been there for quite some time with them as well.
Yeah, sure. Actually, Joseph Project, if I can touch on the name a little bit, it's, I don't know if you've heard of the character in the Bible, Joseph, who had big dreams, and in the end, those dreams were fulfilled. And that's what the foundation of the whole project is, for kids, young children to have the opportunity to dream and to dream big and to be able to fulfill those dreams. And so at the very beginning, it was, a few people came together and started, Joseph Project. And I think what stood out the most for me, as a student there, was not the homework. It wasn't, the projects or that kind of thing, but it was the love that they showed us. There was so much affection with them. They would come, they would talk to you. I mean, while I was in primary school, my parents went through a divorce, and the people who were there for me the most were the staff of Joseph Project. So they would sit with us, ask, how are you doing? How's your family doing? Sit there and kind of, counsel you and, show that they care, and, would go on camps. I did a lot of things for the first time, like bush camp, learning to make a fire, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was very, very enjoyable, and yeah, it's a huge deal, to touch lives in more than a homework or academic sense, but to really impact someone's personality and someone's character in the way that you show them love and affection.
So for a parent that is watching now and saying that I want to take my child to Joseph Project, they should know that they're not only getting homework, they're actually getting more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and when did this organization start?
Well, the organization started in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. It was 2000 actually, and then in 2001, that's when I joined. But yeah, it started many years ago. We're at a different building. It was a church, actually, a hall in the back of a church. And we started off there with about 70 kids, so it was quite a big turnout. And we would do activities there, we would play games. I remember we played a little game called paper hockey, where we would get injured so much, but we loved it. It was just one of those things where we would run from school to get there to play paper hockey, and we had art classes, we had people who teach us taekwondo and dancing, ballet.
So there's a lot of activities that are happening.
Activities back then. But I think right now it's, the lack of volunteers and, resources. Everything's just getting so expensive. So it's kind of a struggle to stay afloat with finances and to stay afloat with other things that we are running there. But I really think right now, the biggest thing is to just build relationships with these children. I mean, a lot of them do feel open to talk to us about their home situations. They do feel open to talk to us about, their family life and, how they, coming from a background of poverty and that kind of thing. So I think it's more than just to sit there and do homework and send them off, They really, I think it's more important to sit with these children and actually sow some kind of seed into their life and show them. And I think for me, it's such an honor because I did come from I stayed in the same area. I went to the same schools they did. I faced a lot of the challenges they did as children, So I think it's very easy for me to open up and just, help them out wherever I can, and wherever a lot of the other teachers and volunteers, they do understand where they're coming from and speak to them and
Ariel, you're one of the teachers, of course, the volunteers there, and you said you're working with the grade 7s. And I think let's actually quickly go to an ad break. When we come back, we're actually going to talk more about what exactly is it, how do you feel working with these young people. Let's quickly go to an ad break and we'll be back.